Hey everybody, Mark over here at Twanger's Turntable. How you doing today? Hope you're all doing good. Enjoyed your weekend. Here we are at the start of another new week. I spent the whole weekend here at Twanger's Turntable with my three grandsons, so not a lot of time to do any videos, and it's fine. Sometimes I need a break. The only drawback to that is sometimes if I take a substantial break of 3 or 4 days, personally I have a little harder time getting back into that groove, swing of things, but here we are, we're going to get back to it. So welcome. If you're new, I hope you'll find something you'll dig here. If you're returning, a big thank you, and a bigger thank you than usual, because I reached that milestone of 1,000 subscribers recently. And of course, as I mentioned, I do this for the hobby. I like doing it, sharing these records, these CDs, this music that we all share, that common thread that we have a love for in the vinyl community. I would, from my very first video on, I've done it. That's been my motivation, just for the fun of it, not the subscribers or any of that. Certainly not for fame or fortune and any of that bullshit. Just for fun. So I am, when I say I'm very grateful, I really mean it sincerely to you all who have either liked, commented, or subscribed to my channel over this past, whatever it is, 3.5 years, coming up on 4 years this fall, I guess, which it is almost fall. Here we are in September, right? So hockey season's just around the corner. I think football now is in full swing. I don't really follow that, but anyway, that's fine. It's not a football channel. We're here to talk about music. And so what I'm here for today is the continuation of the show and tell of my recent pickups. And I use the word recent quite loosely for nobody's vault but mine here at Twanger's Turntable. And you'll notice the shirt I'm wearing. This is for my buddy Steve and Trevor over at Sunday Night Vinyl Confessions. And although they've been away, it's summer. Everybody's doing stuff. They're busy, so they've been away. But I anticipate they'll be back soon. If you've not checked out either of those guys, go and check them out. Great dudes, a lot of fun. Just their musical knowledge surpasses anything you're going to see here. But like I say, I'm doing this for shits and giggles. I like the music. I don't tend to dive too deeply into the I guess the deep information of many of the artists. I do like to read some of the novels. I'm reading that Iron Maiden book right now, the Hallowed by Their Name by Martin Popoff. Great, and I do enjoy those books. But how much of it I retain and could talk about on a video, I'm not sure. It doesn't matter to me. But these guys are the cat's ass. So head over, check them out. Before I get going on nobody's vault but mine, the recent pickups, well, this one is a recent pickup. I talked about it in that impromptu video I did a little while back, a couple of weeks ago, the Angel Dust album from 1992, Faith No More. That one I knew was an unofficial. I only paid like 20 bucks. And it sounds good. It's good, but it's missing 3 or 4 tracks. I think it's 3 altogether off this is the original cassette from 92 that I've had from day one. So it's missing a few tracks. But being a Russian press, I understand just from the information I gather at Discogs and whatnot, that's often the case with those presses. Just if they would have to do 2 vinyl. Otherwise it would be compressed really. It would sound bad. It would sound bad in a nutshell, right? So it does sound pretty good. It's decent. I still am on the hunt for an official press. And come to find out, it is available on vinyl. I didn't even know that. So when I saw that one, it was more of an impulse. I wanted it, so I grabbed it. I don't have any regrets, but yeah, it is not the official press and missing a few songs that will be corrected when I do get an official pressing. So now let's get on to the show and tell portion here of stuff that I have picked up. And this is over the course of going back to probably around Christmas time or maybe even earlier. So this has been backlogged for a while. And I will leave a link to the other videos I've done in this series. I've created a playlist, so, and I'll leave links to these fine gentlemen's channels as well. There's another one I'm going to mention as well. But let's start off with Steve has kind of been very influential in this regard. I've known about Rory Gallagher for years and years and years, but never really fully come to appreciate and spend some time really listening to how amazing a guitar player he was. And he's an Irishman, so we have that in common. At least the best part of me, and my dad would agree, is Irish, because my mom was Irish. God bless her. So yeah, Rory Gallagher, Deuce. This is his this is his debut solo album after leaving Taste, and this was released in 1971. Sadly passed away in 1995, June 14th, my little sister's birthday, June 14th. So yeah, complications from a liver transplant. So yeah, great album, Rory Gallagher, Deuce. Another one, due to, this goes back a little longer, probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. Steve was talking about his original band, Taste. And so I picked up their debut, but then I picked up this one recently as well, probably about 6 months ago, on the board. This is their second album from 1970? Yeah, January 1st, 1970. Second and last studio LP. So I guess they only put out the two. But yeah, this was the band Rory Gallagher founded back in '66, I think, if I recall. But yeah, great album. I like them both, and I do have the debut. I was watching. Anyway, I'll get into that another time. I would just go off on a tangent, but I won't. But it's just a great album. Thanks, Steve. Good recommendation, as they always are, I have to add. Another channel I watch from time to time, when I get a chance, I try to spread out my viewing. There's so many channels out there that are awesome, creating wonderful content, and it's such a vast community, the vinyl community. Not let alone, I mean, YouTube is a whole nother thing. That's I mean, we're talking more than anybody could possibly view. But another channel is Rybuys. His name is Ryan. Primarily shows a lot of compact discs, but not exclusively. He does show some vinyl. So, and that's the thing. I enjoy watching, whether it's vinyl, cassette, compact disc, people showing comics, talking about films, whatever. I just, it's a pastime. It's oftentimes, for me, it's better than watching a lot of the crap that's on television. So I watch YouTube, unless I'm watching hockey, which, hey, hockey season's almost here, yay. But yeah, these guys, Ghost Bath, Ryan was showing this recently on, well, by recent, it was probably a couple of months ago now. But this, yeah, Ghost Bath, this album is Moon Lover from 2015, and it's listed the genre on here. This is the thing about these genres and subgenres. They're listed as black metal. So what do I know about genres outside of the heavy metal genre? Nothing. Because if you had told me they were black metal before I even listened, I hate to think that way, but chances are it would have fallen down further down my priority list. But I just gave it a listen, and I dig it. It's pretty good. It's very atmospheric at time. But yeah, it's great. This is their second album, I guess, out of 5 on Nuclear Blast Records, and it is called Moon Lover is the title. Ghost Bath is the band from 2015. So it's on that nice clear red splatter vinyl, but it sounds fine, at least on my system. I have a very modest system, completely disclose that right off the top. There's no audiophile type stuff happening here at Twanger's Turntable. I listen for the enjoyment. I don't need perfect sound that my almost 60-year-old ears wouldn't hear anyway in most cases. But anyway, thanks for that recommendation in a roundabout way, Ryan. I was watching your video, I saw that, and sometimes as we watch others' videos, we'll go check out something that we haven't maybe heard of, as I alluded to, and stream it. That was one such album. We went from Rory Gallagher, which was a fantastic guitar player, to another favorite of mine, and it is Mr. Hendrix. And this was one that was released in 2018. It's a compilation of mostly unreleased, previously unreleased, 10 tracks previously unreleased, with Mitch Mitchell and Noel Redding, the original band members, but also accompanied with others that would join him from time to time. Stephen Stills, Johnny Winter, Buddy Miller, easy for me to say, Billy Cox, and Lonnie Youngblood. So yeah, those were gentlemen that would often join Jimi Hendrix and perform with him. So it's a great comp. There are greatest hits Jimi Hendrix albums. If you're not a completist, you don't want to go through a whole catalog of gathering. I consider myself one of those. I like Jimi Hendrix, but what have I got? I've got like 3 albums plus this comp. So most of the stuff that's been released has come, after he passed. So this one was 2018. So but mostly previously unreleased stuff. I really like it. It's a good one. Another one of those gentlemen, what I mean is they're no longer with us. Johnny Thunder and his debut from 1978, So Alone. I would suggest Guns N' Roses fans, those who are familiar with the Spaghetti Incident album, will be at least familiar with his work, because You Can't Put Your Arms Around a Memory was Johnny Thunder. And so I don't know if that's where I discovered Johnny Thunder, because Duff McKagan is a huge fan, old punk rock music. And, when you start reading some of your the people you enjoy listening to, and then their influences, and that's how this works, right? You start to trace the influences back and back and back. He was with the New York Dolls prior to this. But yeah, this was from what did I say, 1978? Yeah, I haven't even broken the seal on this yet. I picked this up quite recently. It's on Rhino, and it's a 2023 reissue. So I probably picked this up somewhere in the past 6 months or so. But yeah, 45th anniversary on red vinyl. So yeah, great Johnny Thunders. Next up, this was one that I picked up on Amazon, but it was the Amazon Market. They have a market on there of other sellers. Obviously, it's Amazon, right? Other merchants, and this was a used one I picked up. I'd been looking for it, and I've seen it in a while, usually in pretty poor condition. And it was $14. And so I may not have jumped on it had it been more than that, because it's not high in the priority of albums that I wanted in my vault. But I do like Paul McCartney, and this is his 1982 release, Tug of War. I think it's probably best known for Take It Away, of course, Ebony and Ivory, but it's Paul McCartney. And another one produced, he was still having George Martin produce at some points here. But yeah, for $14, I want to add that one to my collection. And it is, as I alluded to, from the used vinyl marketplace, but the jacket it was advertised as very good plus, and I would say that's conservative. It's in really good condition. It's got the inner sleeve. So I felt like when I got it, I was pleasantly surprised. To me, it was just as good as buying new, and the actual wax itself is also in great condition. It's got a little bit of dust on there already, but fantastic. It sounds great. So for $14, and I try and put that in terms of US dollars, because I know I have probably the majority of my viewers are my neighbors to the south. Thank you. It's probably, what would that be? Maybe $10 US, $9-10 US, I would think is the conversion on that. So I don't mind. Next up, Queens of the Stone Age. I like pretty much anything they do. Like Clockwork, I think this is 2013. Yeah, 2013. Their 6th studio album. Really good stuff. Came out, and I think this was their first one that went to #1 in the Billboard 200. So great album. What would best be known on here? That doesn't matter. I'm starting to go through way too much more than I intended to, but check it out if you haven't already. I like any of the Queens of Stone Age. Add more of that to my collection when I get a chance. And again, when it's on sale, I have this Amazon cart and wish list that I try and monitor. And I don't get notifications, but I just check it periodically. And sometimes things will drop. They'll have these sales, and they're almost like flash sales. They might only last a couple of hours at times, for those who are not familiar. And you can see something go from $50 down to like 24. And so they have like a 40-50% sale, for a limited time. Sometimes it lasts longer. And they also have an Amazon warehouse where people have sent stuff back because there's imperfections maybe. It'll usually try to detail those imperfections, whether it's with the vinyl or the packaging or something. I've purchased some that, or $20, a regular price $60 album for $20. And the corner, I think that Jimi Hendrix might be a good example. The corner is dog-eared a little bit. I don't know if that'll show up. But this was, 50, I think regular 50 some odd dollars. There you can see it now. And so it's just dog-eared a little bit. And do I care about that? No, I do not. The medium is what matters to me. The vinyl itself, and it sounds great. So where was I going with that? Yeah, so that's how I get some of these vinyl cheap. So if you're not aware of that, maybe you can keep an eye. I don't know what other online retailers, merchants are like for that kind of thing. I don't really use any of the other ones. I have purchased some periodically, maybe a handful from Discogs, and it's been fine for the most part, but I have not done eBay or any of those things. Anyway, I'm getting up there, so let's get going. Another one from Record Store Day this past spring in 2025 was one by Tesla, and this is Reel to Reel 2. They had done one previously, and they go for a lot of money. And let me just say, I brought that up, but that's not why I collect these. It's not about the monetary. I did want to get the first one. I missed out on it. This second one, I said to myself I wasn't going to miss it. Although I did not go on Record Store Day. I picked it up sometime later, probably about at least a month, maybe 6 weeks later. And it was way cheaper than initially it was advertised on those lists that come out, way cheaper. So I did grab it, but yeah, 2025 Record Store Day, great band. I've always dug Tesla. Doug, it sounds like a name, Doug Tesla. I've always loved the music by Tesla. There, how's that sound? Maybe I should wet my whistle. There we go. Much better. Next up, I'm getting near the end here. Like I say, I only pulled about 10 plus that Faith No More I want to mention to start off. So that's what I'm doing with these series of videos. That's why I have the playlist. I don't want to sit here for an hour and bore you to hell. But if I can keep these videos to 20 minutes or so, maybe you'll stick around. I hope you do and you're enjoying it. Next up, this band, I like all their stuff, but this is the one that really jumped out at me. When this came out, this was their third release from 2015. Mumford & Sons, and I know, it's very folky. There's a lot of banjo going on here, but not so much with this one. This has got a much more percussion and bottom end to it. Finally, I mean, I don't have anything against folk and bluegrassy stuff per se, but it's not usually something that gets the meter moving much for me. But I do enjoy Mumford & Sons, and this one, really, when it came out, I've been wanting it on vinyl a long time. I had it on compact disc, but yeah, 2015 this came out, so we're talking 10 years, and for the longest time I couldn't get it. I had it in my cart on Amazon. It kept saying currently unavailable, currently unavailable. Every once in a while it would pop up for $200 or $300, and not a chance. Finally it came up within my budget, and my budget is usually somewhere in the neighborhood of $30, $40 Canadian. I'm pretty frugal. Well, I mean, because I have to be. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, Wilder Mind, great album. Last but certainly not least, when I got this, I had no idea what was coming. I don't keep tabs on this kind of stuff. Maybe this is a lesson that I should. But they are reissuing this month. I come to find out they're actually reissuing this one and their EP as well, and it's Mother Love Bone. Yeah, great album. This is an unofficial press from 2020. Sounds good. Sounds fine, actually. I really like the sound. I don't have anything to compare it to. But yeah, so they are reissuing this and the EP Shine, which has Clo Dancer, Crown of Thorns, which was on the 1992 single soundtrack, which was the only other way to get it up to this point. But this is a great album. This is Shangri-La, all those songs, yeah, fantastic. The late Andrew Wood, unfortunately, who died actually just like, this was supposed to be released in March of 1990, and he died within weeks of that. So they postponed the release until August 1990, but yeah. What more do I need to say? If you're not familiar with it, check it out. They're often lumped in with that Seattle sound, that early Seattle sound, similar to what I had on the turntable there. I did a little short today, Mad Season, that stuff, but quite different. Andrew Wood had that distinct voice. But anyway, I'll stop rambling on. I really do appreciate all those who have tuned in, subscribed, and stuck around. That is very it's a very cool thing to do. I don't know how else to put it. I'm not much of a, I can't often articulate what I want to say, how I feel, but I am very grateful. So let's just leave it at that. I'll give you another cheers. We'll have another cheers together. And I do appreciate you stopping by here and spending some time with me while I show these new additions, relatively new additions to Nobody's Vault But Mine. And I hope to get another video in here soon. I'm, I had the grandkids this weekend. I got them again next weekend. It's a busy time with that, but that's fine. I've got all week to do it, so I'll be doing another one. And there's some threads going on in the VC. I really want to jump behind and acknowledge some other people who have been very supportive to me and the vinyl community, and support them in kind. So yeah, I'll get on that as well. I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed doing it. I just do it for shits and giggles. It's a hobby. If there's any of these albums that you have something to leave a comment about, feel free, or whatever. Just be cordial. I know that's all I ask. Respectful to other VC members. And until I do the next one, I hope you have a good rest of the week. Enjoy your day. And yeah, that's it. Take care, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.